All right, guys. So what we're going to do now in this video and in the next video, we're going to finish up this application basically by rounding out this editor. So we're also going to integrate a rich text editor here, which is Quill, as well as the ability to upload an image. And then on the front end, we're going to have it's running at port 3000. Okay, so here we're going to have a page that looks kind of like portfolio. What happened here? Okay, so it's getting admin wrapper when we go to portfolio. So if I go into React, and I use this highlighter here, it's probably not going to work. Okay, so we got to drop this down. I think it's a routing thing. I think the router so there's only an about route and a contact route. We don't have portfolio? I thought we did. Okay, we have an about, no team route, contact route, no services. That's odd. I thought we finished this stuff up. Maybe we didn't. All right. Well, we're going to have a page here that, so I think on the home page here, it shows this right here. We're going to use this kind of template for our blog page. So, all right, let's jump into it. The first thing we're going to do is start adding an upload trigger, and we're going to connect that through Redux to our API. Now, if you guys recall, a lot of videos ago, we created in our website backend a model called image file and post image. And in the post image.js file, we dropped a bunch of code to actually handle the upload that takes in all the data basically that we're sending to the route. And so what we'll have to do is now create a file upload here that hits this URL. And when it does, if we've coded this correctly, then it should do exactly what we need it to do. So let's jump into it. The first thing we're going to do is create an upload button here. So in the add post, down near the bottom, in our second column, we have the select field and then the save button. And so we're going to self-contain the save button. And like that. I'm also going to add a class name of classes.save. And then up in the style here, we're going to create a save rule, and I'm just going to put some margin on the bottom. Theme spacing units times 3 or 2. Yeah, that should work. Let's save this. And then we're going to create another div here under it, which is going to actually have our upload button. So, button, the variant is going to be contained. The color is, let's say, primary. And then on click, we're going to do some magic here. For right now, we'll just leave that blank. And then we're going to get an image icon. So image icon, we'll create that in a sec. And then upload post image. Then up at the very top here, let's import image icon from material dash UI slash icons slash image. And now, right now, that button doesn't do anything, and that margin on the bottom didn't get set. I don't think so. Margin bottom, not a number. All right. So, theme spacing unit, not units. Sometimes it's that single character that can really screw things up. All right, so we've got an upload post image button. It doesn't do anything right now. And so we already have an instance. We're going to do something tricky. We're going to add an invisible input file type. So input type is going to be file. And then we're going to make this invisible. So display to none. And then we're going to give it a class name that we can use to target it. So it's going to be my file. We're going to save this. Now what we're going to do is use jQuery to basically make this button click that input. It's some old jQuery magic. We already I don't think we covered how to use jQuery within React yet, and there's a few ways to do it. You could install the npm package and import jQuery on this page. That's not the way we're going to do it because we've already got jQuery loaded here in the index.html in the public directory. So we can actually just use that existing instance rather than importing it in this file. And so to do that, we're going to create a multi-line comment and say global $, and then we'll end the comment here. And it's technically not multi-line, but this is a multi-line comment. But yeah, so now when we click the upload post button, we're going to target my file, and we're going to trigger click just like that. And so every time we hit that button, it's going to open up the file selector. So then I can actually select a file. Now this by default doesn't do anything. We need to create an onChange handler for this file. So onChange is going to be this upload image. And then we're going to create that right here. It's going to get the event. It kind of needs it because that's where the files are. Now we need to create new form data. So we're going to say const data equals new form data. And then basically what we do with this is we append our file to this data, and then we send the data to the server. So let's go ahead and data.append, and the first thing is going to be what are we appending to it. In this case, it's a file. And then we need the actual file itself, which is going to be e.target.files.0. Now, optionally, I think this will work as is, but we can also apply a name to it. And so what I'll do is we'll get a unique name by basically rewriting the file name to new date dot get time, and that's a function, and then dot to string, and we're going to then append e.target.files.0.name to this. And now we need to actually send this to the server. And when we do that, we're going to need certain information about the post. So if I go back over to post image, we are looking for access token. Well, if I go down to the bottom here, we'll see what we're looking for. Access token, post ID, and user ID. Now this is all stuff that we can get from this component itself as this.props. So I scroll up here to add post. Under auth, we have token, and we have user, and then user ID. And under admin, we have post, and we have the post ID. So we're going to pass this function in the following order: access token, post ID, and then user ID. So let's go ahead and in add post, let's call a non-existent function this.props.upload image. And the first thing it's going to take is the data. And then this.props.auth.token, this.props.admin.post.id, and this.props.auth.user.id. auth.user.user.id. There we go. So the string is data, token, post ID, and user ID. And now what we're going to do at this point is create a function within our dispatch to props called upload image. And it's going to get data, token, post ID, and then user ID. I think that was the order we passed it in. Token, post ID, user ID. Yes. Okay, so we're good to go. And this is a function, and we are going to dispatch admin actions.upload image with data, token, post ID, and user ID. Now, from here, we need to open up admin actions. And in admin actions, we're going to export const upload image equals, we're going to take data, token, post ID, and user ID, and we're going to call, well, first we're going to return with dispatch. We're going to call API.upload image with data, token, post ID, user ID, and res. When it's done, we're going to dispatch type uploaded image, and then the payload is going to be res.data. This is going to be the actual image itself. So now in API, we actually have to create the upload method. And the way we're going to do this is in API, create a function called upload image. And again, we're going to take data, token, post ID, and user ID, and we're going to call axios.post. We're going to specify our host here /API/post images, And we're going to add post ID equals post ID and access token equals token and user ID equals user ID. And I think actually that needs to be user underscore ID. Yes. Underscore ID. And then we pass the actual file over here. So data dot then res is going to be actually we did pass a success function here as well. So now we need to call success with our result.